Good evening. Happy Sunday. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Mine was extremely busy. I participated in Oktoberfest yesterday. I had church, and then this afternoon I've been helping my daughter with a seating chart for her wedding. Any of you out there that know that have done it before know that it's a big job. Anyway, I did have time to sit and map out something to show you this evening, and I picked the Winterly Treetops. I don't know how many of you have any parts of this set yet. At first I thought, well, it's kind of cute, but you know what? The more cards I saw, the more I wanted it. Between the paper, the dies, the stamps, I just absolutely loved it. So here's the product page in the catalog, found on page 30 and 31. There's some cards, and then the products. And I have the stamps, the dies, I pry it apart, and this frame you could use for just about anything. And I have the gems that go with this bundle. And then here's the designer series paper. I'll show you front and back. So there's the front. And the back, that's garden green. And the front. And the back, that's coastal cabana. And then the front, pussy willows. And then the birch bark underneath. This is cool. It's double one side and one, so you just have to turn it around. I'm going to do a couple cards with that. I'll show you. And this is like a light crumb cake, I think, or might even be the gray granite. It's hard to tell in this light. And then just, if you look close, you can see the little birds in there. See them? And the back, the bigger birds with some birch. And then this page. Now, the thing about this page that's wonderful, I will show you, is that you can take two of these dies and they fit over these images like that, and run them through your stamp cut and emboss machine. Done. Isn't that neat? All right, let's get started. I'm going to need my stamp set. So the first thing I want to show you is that set that had the double-sided, remember there were birds this way and birds the other way. So I just cut these up into two pieces. I can do this. So see that it went like this on the page. So I cut them, they're just a little, the designer series paper, it's just a tad less than 4 by 5 1/4. And underneath I have some accenting cardstock that's just a little bigger than 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to put that on the front. I have the little extra piece. Whenever I cut my 12 by 12 up, I end up with another 1.5 inches in the middle, and I cut those in half for 3/4, and then I can add it to the bottom of the inside of my card for a little extra. So the first one I'm going to do is this one, and I have some real red that I want to mount it on. Hey Sarah. Yep, it fits right with the dies, right? There's one sheet in particular that fits just perfect with the dies. I'll show you a couple cards in a minute. So what I wanted was just to add a little extra color underneath, like so. And then I'm going to put this is gray granite. So like I said, the DSP is just a tad under 4 inches by just a tad under 5 1/4. And then the accent cardstock is just a tad over 4 1/4 and a tad over 4 inches. So there's the front. Now look how quick and easy that is. Isn't that awesome? Now I have a banner here, and I want to put on Thinking of You, but it doesn't fit on this. So what do? I put this on my block, and I want to use the Real Red. So I have the Stampin' Right markers. Don't try this with your Stampin' Blends, just Stampin' Right. And it works really well with the rubber stamps. And this is Real Red. So I'm going to take there's a pointy end and a paintbrush end. I'm taking the paintbrush end, and I only want Thinking of You. So I'm going to color in Thinking of You. This is a great way to be able to have more stamp colors, but it works okay on the polymer, but it works much better on the regular rubber stamp. All right, now it's all colored in, and I'm going to huff on it, and I'm going to line up Thinking of You like so. Ta-da! So the Always is not on here. And I just want to mount a little bit of color underneath it. So these are the same size as the coordinating red, just a tad over 4 inches. I'm going to add some Stampin' Seal. And I just wanted to accent it a little bit, like so. Okay. And I like to add dimensionals, but lately the Thinking of You cards have been going in the mail, and since the mail has been a lot more expensive, I've been cutting down on the embellishments. Carolyn. Merle likes the red backing and DSP. Thanks, Merle. All right, now I have my little embellishments here. And I think I'll add, well, the white ones. Just a few. Just to add a little extra to the card. Let's see. They don't need to be in any particular spot. Just a little extra. And then we're going to put this on the inside. And since it's Thinking of You, it's probably a card you're going to say, you know, I've been thinking about you, or sorry you're going through this, or what have you. So I like to not put anything else other than that little bit at the bottom. Oh, look, I ran out. Good thing I got another one right here. All right. Put this on the inside. Are we watching on the big TV, Carolyn? Okay, so there's our first card. Look how awesome and quick that was. And somebody is going to be thrilled to get it in the mail. So here's the same type. This is from the same DSP. And I'm going to mount this on the Night of Navy. Whoops, I better put that one aside. And again, this is just a tad under 4 inches by just a tad under 5 1/4. And the underlying cardstock is just a tad over 4 by just a tad over 5 1/4. And this is a regular half sheet of cardstock, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And it's just going to make it pop just a little bit. But see, now it draws the blue out from the Blue Jay. Just a little bit. Then what I went and did was I stamped these and die cut them. So here's the little stamp that I used, and I just colored it in with the copper clay, because this is copper clay, Stampin' Blends. And I forgot to hold on, I forgot to wash and dry. You all know that's a pet peeve I have. Hey Karen, thanks for joining me. Got to wash and dry on this Stampin' Scrub. But see, now it's done and your stamp is all nice and clean for when you put it away for next time. Done. Okay, so I have a 2-inch circle here, and I have a piece of cardstock I'm going to show you. And again, I'm going to use Sending Thanks, but I don't want the and much love, just Sending Thanks. So since this is navy, I'm going to take my navy Stampin' Right marker and color Sending Thanks. Now this could be a thank you card, or it could be a card for Thanksgiving, somebody that you're missing over the holidays. And I color on the side. I don't color this way because I don't want to wreck the tip, but I find that the fine tip on the other side just doesn't work well enough. So I just color it lightly on my side, like so, and then huff to put moisture back in it and stamp. So now all I have, look I didn't clean very well last time. Well, that'll get me upset. Alright, we're going to Stampin' Scrub, flip it over, and try it again. It's already wet, so I'm going to scrub it good. Shame on me, I put it away and it wasn't clean. Alright, we'll try this again. Just go over it with your marker. And you don't have to press hard. It comes off pretty easy. And the nice thing about these Stampin' Right markers is that it's the same ink that's in your ink pads. So if you have the refills, you can refill these markers. You have to carefully pull off this end that I have on here. Hold on, I got a huff. Oh, it's still dirty. You know what? I bet I need to clean my Stampin' Scrub. So I'm gonna take. I have a wet one right here next to me because I really don't want that other part of the sentiment. And I'm just gonna clean it. Get it all clean. And then I have a paper towel that I keep just for this purpose. Stamp it to get all the yuck out. Alright, take 3. But I'm going to need another piece of cardstock. Hold on. It's a little big, but I'll cut a piece off of here. We'll try this play again. If at first you don't succeed, try again, right? So you get to see me color the stamps a couple times. Sorry about that. That's not like me. It better come out this time. Ah, it did. Yay. Okay, then I'm going to take, I have a 1 3/4 inch punch. I'm going to line that up to center it and punch it. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm going to put some stamp and seal on the back. Center it. There we go. Now this I'm going to pop up with my dimensionals. I'm going to use a couple of mini dimensionals because I'm going to put some things down in between and I want the extra space. So I showed you these, right? So this is what I want to do. I want to put this up here and I want to add some extra. See if I can do this right. Just to give it a little extra pop. Should I do 3? Yeah, I'll do it like that. Okay. That's what I like about keeping the backings on the dimensionals. You can play around with where you want it before you put it down. So I'm going to put it here. And then I'm going to add, I'm using this glue, the multi-purpose glue, but I put it in this container because it has a finer tip. I'm going to pull out my silicone mat. If you guys don't have one of these mats, you absolutely have to have one. It's awesome because the glue doesn't stick to it. And even when this is sticky, it doesn't stick to the mat. And you just wipe the glue off. It doesn't stick. It's awesome. All right. So I think I stuck these in here. And I just stuck the very edge because I want the rest to kind of pop out a little bit. There we go. One more. You could stick it anywhere you want, really. I just wanted a little extra something. All right, gems. I think I'll go with these because there's more of a brown tone in those. Let's see. There we go. And again on the inside, flip this over, add stamp and seal. It coordinates because it's just the top of this designer series paper, so it complements it very well. Pop it inside. There we go. There's our second card. So from the same designer series paper. Pretty easy, huh? All right. The last card I'm going to demonstrate tonight. It's a little more different, but a little anyway. So I have a piece of the designer series paper. The same dimensionals, just a little less than 4, a little less than 4 1/4. I mean 5 1/4. And just a little bit more than 5 1/4 and just a little bit more than 4. So I'm going to put this on. I think that's pecan pie. I have to say that correctly. The ladies at church say a pecan is something you put under your bed at night. So put this on the front. I'm glad you like the cards, Karen. There we go. So this I stamped in Memento. And I'm just going to quickly take some Stamp and Blend markers that I have and color it in. Now because this is garden green, and I don't think they make garden green blends. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going to quickly use this to color in some of these leaves. I'll do a couple different colors because I think there are a couple different types of greenery in this sprig. So I'm going to color some with the garden green. Now you could very easily use this stamp set to make Christmas cards if you prefer, Thanksgiving cards, just fall cards. You could use it from, if you have birthday sentiments from a different stamp set that you have. You could do almost anything. So, because birds, I think, are a calming force, aren't they? How many of you have a bird feeder outside? Carolyn gave me an awesome bird feeder. It's an old used jug, Vermont maple syrup jug made into a bird feeder. It's absolutely adorable. And of course the squirrels need to get in on it, but I try to ignore them. Alright, I'm going to use a little bit lighter green. I'm going to use the granny apple green, dark granny apple green. Let me use the other end. It's a little thinner. Just trying to do it a little different. And you could color these berries anything you want. Now I'm going to color these berries red, but you could just as easily color them, you know, yellow or orange, whatever you want. Trying to add some darker accents with this granny apple green. And then I'm going to come through with the light granny apple green and blend them together. It just gives it a little extra depth, but that's what's great about the blends. And coloring can be calming too. Coloring birds, I guess that's an extra calming activity, huh? But I think birds are kind of a universal symbol of peace and tranquility. You know, it would be good for a get well card. Thinking of you. Alright, let's see. Now I just want to color those berries. And I'm going to color them in real red because that's the color that's in this bird that I'm going to use. Hey Joan, thanks for joining us. Pecan, yeah. So this is a hard time for me. I'm getting my husband's care. I need to get him dinner first. Okay, Joan. Well, you can always watch the replay, but I'm glad you're watching. This is from the DSP that I cut with the die cut. So I'm going to add a little bit of real red. I think sometimes I question myself, and I'm not sure. I think the light red is too pink. Do you guys ever do this? Kind of test a little on the corner of a... Yeah, we want this color red. So what I'll do is I'm going to color them. I like the other end better. Color the berries, and then I have a color lifter, Stampin' Blend marker, and I'm going to pick up some of the color after I color it. I don't know if you guys have that, but it's a very useful tool, especially on birds. All right, where's my color lifter? So this is the color lifter, and I'm just going to make the centers a little lighter. Oh, it's kind of wet. Now it's going to ruin my piece, isn't it? I don't know why it did that. Good thing we have a paper towel right here. Well, the bird's going right on that, so anyway. That doesn't normally happen. It must have tilted just enough to make it too wet. So ignore the one in the middle. But can you see how it's kind of graduated a little? And that's not a watermark, that's just my finger. Okay. And I'm just going to quickly run this through the stamp cut and mini stamp cut and embosser. So you can see that this came from here, from the designer series paper. I love the little mini. It's so much easier to put on my desktop. All right. Center it as best you can. You can use washi tape or the removable tape to hold it in place if you want. I just kind of play around with it until I like where it is, and then so be it. All right. Carefully place the top plate and quickly run it through. But they really don't take long to color in. Stick this aside. Yeah, the embellishments will cover what I want. Okay, so here is my cutout piece, and I have my bird. So it comes this way on the little stick, but I didn't really like the little stick because I want them to sit on top of here. So I'm just going to take my snips and kind of cut his feet a little. It doesn't have to be perfect. The feet are kind of, you know, they're claws. They're just enough to make it look like it's supposed to. Okay, so I'm going to perch him up on here. I'm going to put this one down flush. I'll just use stamp and seal because that's what I have here. And let's see, he's going to go here. So I'll put this about there. And then I'm going to use my mini dimensionals. I just had them. Where did I put them? My desk was clean. I found some. This isn't the same one I had, but so the reason that I'm using the mini one on here is because I want to be able to put some of these on the little berries to hold them up. And I can use more little ones on the little bird body. And then I'm going to take my snips and I'm just going to cut a thin piece here off the edge to stick on the tail so that the tail pops. All right, pull them off. So if you haven't had a chance to get this set yet, now's the time. You can use it for so much. I'll have the link on my Facebook post and in the feed right on this video after we're done. Feel free to use the link to purchase this, any parts of this set. Okay, so this I think is sold out, so I'm sorry, but it really looks nice, so I'm going to use it anyway. But I'm just going to put some Stampin' Seal on it. If you have it in your stock, all I did was cut 4 inches and then fray about a half an inch on either side. And then I have that, I had it, losing everything. I just colored on it. Where did I go? Here it is. It fell off the side. And I want to stamp on here. Oops, I forgot to clean it. I want to stamp a friend like you, and then I'm going to do brings me happiness inside. So I'm going to use a different block because it's long. And again, I'm going to use, I think I'll use the red, the real red. And I'm going to just do a friend like you and hope it's clean. Now I also took from another different sheet of the Designer Series paper and I fussy cut some pine cones. Alright, so I'm just going to put a friend like you. And it's clean. Woohoo! Cut it. Add some dimensionals. So I know some of you love to fussy cut like I do and some of you don't, but these did not take me long at all to fussy cut. See, it's the back side of this. But I just thought the pine cones added an extra touch. Friend like you. Alright, we'll add dimensional to 2 of these. And then let's see. Should I put it in the sprig or should I put it somewhere else? Well, that looks kind of cool, huh? Oh, neat. Okay, then this is the inside. I'm going to stick the other pine cone in. I'm doing it with the glue. Of course, I didn't bring my silicone mat out, but you know the drill. I'm just going to stick it down there for a little extra. Now, because we know that my Stampin' Scrub is dirty, I'm going to use this wet one again because I don't want to take the chance of having the extra wording. Alright, make sure it's clean. Okay, I'm going to do this again in the real red, except now I'm just going to color in the bottom. So that's what's great about having these Stampin' Right markers. You can use any color you want if you have it. Just huff, line it up. Ta-da! Dry it a little bit because sometimes it pools a little the way you've colored it. Put this on the inside. Line it up. Alright, there's the inside of the card. So here are the 3 cards that we made tonight. If I can find the other 2. They were just here. I buried them. So here are the 3 cards that we made tonight. Quick and easy. Look, all done in a half an hour. Even with all my mistakes. But they're not mistakes, are they? We learn from everything. Okay, now prior to this, I don't know if you saw any of my posts on Facebook. I posted a Thinking of You card that I used with this same set because a lot of my Stampin' friends were affected by the hurricane. So here's one, and this was the cutout, and then this was the die cut, and this is the back side of this DSP inside. I know, Karen, I didn't change it to orange yet. Now this one I stamped and I colored with Stampin' Right markers, and then I used that color lifter to kind of smooth the edges around. And all I did was I took the stamp and stamped it this way, flipped it upside down, stamped it that way. And then this one, this is also die cut, but I mean not die cut, fussy cut out of one of the other designer series paper with just a little piece and a little bird on the bottom. So 6 cards, relatively easy. I hope I've inspired you. Again, if you'd like to purchase any of these products, I will put the link on Facebook, and I will also put the link in the underneath the YouTube video. I'm glad you could join me this evening. I will see you next Monday for mystery stamping. So I hope you can join me. I'll post the list of supplies in another day or so, and you'll have plenty of time to cut it and join me next Sunday at 7. All right. Until then, happy stamping. Where did I go? Oh, here we are. I'm funny, aren't I?